Well, Big U is representing himself.
Yep.
His attorney, Arturo Hernandez, cited a breakdown in communication and trust while requesting to get off of the case. The attorney-client relationship has deteriorated to the point where continued representation would be unfair to both the client and the court. And Big U has told the court he doesn't have enough money to hire a new lawyer. But you can get a court-appointed attorney if you can't afford a lawyer.
It's the Fed, so I don't really want to speak out of turn, but I believe I'm talking to some people that did some Fed time. They still charge you hourly, even with the court appointed. This is what they're telling me. I don't know if
okay,
it's
so it is possible to get a court-appointed attorney in a federal case if you cannot afford one. The Sixth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution guarantees the right to counsel in serious criminal prosecutions. It doesn't say anything about money here.
I believe after speaking with...
They have to assess your financial situation. If you qualify, the court will appoint an attorney from a panel of attorneys or a federal defender office. I don't see anything about money.
After speaking with Eddie Boy, 600, and Eddie Boy is Code D from the 90s.
Okay.
Where they did all that. Eddie Boy got like 32 years, he got like 24. After speaking with Eddie Boy, he said he believes that Big U wants to get all those documents to see who really was informing on him. Whether the information led to arrest or not, or a charge or not. If it's a dude that got pulled over at midnight, asked a question and pointed the finger at Big U, any possibilities, I think he wants to see that. He wants to know if it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 dudes, right, that was maybe giving up information on him over a period of time. Why? Because they think he want to use that as a reason to say, well, y'all got out on me, I'm going to get out on y'all to save myself.
Yeah, but you can't really represent yourself in a trial. Even lawyers who get charged with crimes will get lawyers to represent them.
Sometime in there, it's 26,000 pages of wiretaps, 46,000 pages of evidence. I think somewhere in there, after he sees what he wants to see, because he felt like the attorney is just going to address the 43 counts. Big U want to see the dude that got pulled over at midnight and said, yeah, I heard Big U might have had something to do with that. Although it didn't lead to a count. He wants to see these things. I think it'll get to a point where he'll say, hey man, this is overwhelming, I need legal. I don't know if he can do that. I don't know. But we do know that he absolutely wants to know who, if any, gave up statements or information on him.
Do you think that he feels that the evidence is so overwhelming that it's not even worth the fight?
I think that he's pondering, you got a dude he got 40 plus years. 40 plus years.
He's 58 years old, by the way.
He got 40 plus years involved in his neighborhood, though.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a dude from the 80s, 90s, even the 90s while he was in jail, early 2000s, because even while he was in jail, people are keeping him informed, up to date. This is a big neighborhood. This is a dude that knows all the secrets. This is a dude that could take the cold case board of this section from 20% to 75, 80%, right? So at his age, he'll be 59 this year.
Mm-hmm.
What does he have to lose? If he sees the neighborhood I've been dedicated to for all these years, then turned on me, I see a bunch of so-called G's and so-called riders giving up statements on me. I think mentally where he's at, I think he'll go in and try to negotiate and will and deal.
A plea.
Based upon the things he knows, the cold cases he can close out.
Wait, so you're saying Big U is going to cooperate his way out of this case?
I believe if he sees what I think he's going to see, I believe he's going to make a decision that I was crossed, I was wronged, I was violated, I was loyal to them, they was disloyal to me. Why should I take these 600 years of this life sentence, whatever it may be they're trying to do? And I believe he's going to start to remember the things he knows. He knows a lot about that section. Like, you can't take that from him. You talking about a dude with 40 plus years. It's a lot of cold cases. It's a lot of dudes over there probably nervous. It's a lot of dudes probably incarcerated for other things, nervous because he know he can't produce nothing but bodies. In order to get any type of amnesty in this type of situation, he would have to produce bodies.
Yeah, and he potentially could.
Yes.
Yeah, he potentially could.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be real. Like, okay, Vlad, you're 58. You looking at life.
Yeah.
Do you get your paperwork, 40, 50 of your homies that you done did things for, that you've been riding with, was backdooring you. Mm-hmm. You know about 15 bodies as cold cases. And you go talk to the DA, whatever they call it, and you say, hey, I know him. If I could provide you 5 bodies, how would that help my situation? Guaranteed convictions, all the details. And they say, well, we'll bring you down to 30. Oh, yeah? Well, what about if I did 10? Well, we might bring you down to 20. Well, what about if I could get you 15 bodies? Well, we might possibly bring you down to 8 to 10 years. And where would you hold me? Well, we'll send you down to such and such, such and such. Now, we've seen this before with Sammy the Bull.
Yeah.
A high-ranking individual of an organization.
Yeah, and John Gotti turned on him, so he gave up everybody.
He gave up a bunch of bodies.
Yeah, a bunch of mafia guys, a bunch of mafia bosses.
He gave up all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Alpo did it to avoid life. I mean, he did some time. Big U's 58. So you tell a dude, yeah, we'll get you down to 8 to 10 and you'll be out about 6.
Can you get out at 6 in the feds? You're doing 85%.
I done seen people do a year.
Yeah, no, that's true. Whatever the feds.
I done seen people do 20 months, 33 months. I mean.
It's the United States of America.
Because
they
at this point in time, it's not about what the charts say. It's about what you negotiate. Mm-hmm. So at this point, I'm just being real, right? I'm just being real. Fuck all this, what he was and all this. He's already kind of has opened the door to dealing with law enforcement by the GRID program, right? And he sees this. Majority of my neighborhood didn't cooperate on me. I'm 58. I got a kid out there. I got a family. I got a wife. 58 and 6. I'm 64. They gonna send me down to some punk prison to where I'm gonna run the yard anyway because I'm probably gonna be king of the rats. Right? Let's just be real. Right? I get out at 64 and shit. My daddy originally from Mississippi. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm out. I got enough friends, I'm gonna be real. He might lose 2, 3 out of 10 friends. The rest gonna stand with him. The rest of the people he deal with is gonna continue to stand with him. They're not gonna care. I'm gonna tell you why. If he got out after 6 years and your phone rings, hello? What up, Vlad? Big U.
Yeah, I'll pick it up.
Hey, Big U, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I need to put a little money in my pocket, bro. I'm down to do an interview with you. Don't nobody know I'm out.
I would do it.
You wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care.
One bit. You're not going to say, oh, man, I heard you went bad. Click.
Nope.
Now, we already see where the world is at today. So 2030, 2031, 32, it's going to be even more. I'll predict in the next 3 to 7 years, gangbanging is going to be reduced to like 10%. People gonna go to church, people gonna stop gang banging, and the rest is gonna be like, they gonna tell on you anyway. You get what I'm saying? I believe it's gonna be reduced all the way. So I listen, and this not me talking down on him, because none of us, I'm gonna be real, none of us, we can all sit here and say what we would and wouldn't do in this situation. Right?
Yeah.
This ain't a thing where you 20 and you looking at 20 and you get out when you 38. Nah. This is saying you gonna die
In prison.
in a federal institution.
Yeah.
This ain't Larry Hoover, where you got caught at 24 and you done gave him 50-something and you in your 70s. You're 77 to 70. No, this ain't that. You 58.
Yeah. You still got some living to do. You got another 20 years, maybe even 30.
Yeah. But,
That's a lot.
But if you take 30, you're
That's
going
it.
to do 26, 25. You get what I'm saying? It's over with.
Yeah. You can't take 30. You got to try to get it down to 10.
Yeah. So, I
mean, look, one of my regular guests who's actually going to be here tomorrow, Terrence Gangster Williams, he cooperated on dozens of bodies. And that's how he got out.
I know that.
These were all his friends that were now dead at the time, but he cooperated.
He on some bullshit.
What do you mean?
That's not all the truth.
That was the truth. Listen, I have yet to see something other than that.
Okay.
You're saying that he cooperated on people who were still alive?
They say, well, why he was in there. Say,
We went into all that paperwork. The paperwork was bullshit. We actually plowed through the paperwork, and the paperwork was inconsistent with it being him.
so you think
He actually addressed it.
Are you saying every last one of them was dead? Not a one was alive.
Yeah.
I will say this in his defense. I haven't seen anybody alive say he told on me.
Exactly.
I will say that.
There you go.
I have never pulled his paperwork. People called me with some paperwork, and they called me with something, and people was trying to sell things and all that. I'm like, I just kind of left it alone, left it where it was at.